Here is everything of how to play chess from beginner to master. Hey guys, welcome back to Geek Bros and Chess. If this is your first time here, you picked a good video to click on because here, from the start till the end, I am going to be showing exactly how to play chess. Every week I'm going to be posting a new episode. So the first lesson is the board setup and the pieces. Let's get right into it. Okay, first up we have the king, then we have the queen, the rook and castle, the bishop, the knight or horse, and the pawn. These are all the pieces in the chess board. The king is the most important because once the goal of the game is to capture the king. Once one side captures the other king's side, the game is over. Now, these are what the pieces look like on chess.com. In person, they might actually look a little bit different. Chess.com, for those of you who don't know, is a website, is the main chess website in which people can play, do puzzles, and get better at chess. Okay, so this is chess.com, and this is an analysis board, and I will use it to show you exactly how to set up the chessboard. So the boards are set up like so. There are a row of pawns in the front, right? If you remember from before, this is a pawn, and there is a row of pawns on the second row of both sides. Now, if you notice, there are numbers and letters on the sides of the board. That is used for notation, and I will talk about that in a future video. So after you have a line of pawns for both sides, you have next the rook. The rook, or the castle, is this piece right over here, as I showed you before, and the rook goes on the end, they're the corners of, the rook goes on the corners of both of all four corners of the board. After the rook, on the back rank, goes the knight, or as some people call it, the horse. I believe it's called the knight, but that's not the point of the video. The knight goes on the side of, the knight goes on the side of the rook, and the board is symmetrical. The board in the beginning of the game will always be symmetrical until the first move. Next up is the bishop. The bishop looks exactly like this. It goes on the side of the knight. We're closing in on the from the sides to the middle of the board. So, by the way, if you ever forget the position, there's pictures online, or you can come back to the video and rewatch it. Now, as for the king and the queen, it's said, always goes on color. So I know that it's a bit difficult because my queen, my board is set up blue and white instead of black and white. Another way to remember it is that the queen always goes on the row that says D. Now, if your board doesn't have numbers and letters, it goes on its color, whichever one you care to use. So this is the white queen, so it goes on the white one, and the queens will also always end up being symmetrical because the board is an 8 by 8, and it trades off white, black, white, black, white, black. And finally is the king, occupying the last square on the board. And this is how you set up the board. Make sure to come back for next week's episode to see how the pieces move, and make sure to like and subscribe for future videos.